Hello planty people, it is very early in the morning where I am at the moment, but I wanted to sneak in a quick update, which is why my hair looks terrible and I look tired. But this is another video for my Coleus Propagation series, if you've been following that one, and this is going to be the last video of them propagating. So I cut up a few of my Coleus recently, a couple of weeks ago, and I did a little video of it and popped it up for you guys, for you people, for you humans, when I did that. And now I am checking the roots and they are very ready to be planted in their forever homes. So I wanted to give you one kind of last look at them, and then I'll pop them in the garden and I'll show you what they look like in their final spot. And then in a little while, if they do well, I'll update again. So I'm just going to go through them because they're all looking very impressive. So this is one of them. It has a bunch of new growth points all up here and up here. It's doing really, really well. It is like doubled in size. It's got a dead leaf here I'm just going to pull off. So it's grown really big. It's done really well. But most impressively, check out this root system. It's going to drip all over the tiles, but that's okay. That's why we do it in the kitchen. So check out this root. I'll put it over my black jacket so you can see. But that is so impressive. Now, I like to pot things up when they have secondary root system going, and this is very well beyond primary and secondary roots. So secondary root, or what I call a secondary root, is these little ones here that are shooting off the main root. So you've got your first root and then your second root. So this one's very ready to go out into the garden. So I'm going to plant that today. So that's one of them. Looking very impressive. And then our next one is this little one in here. Now again, this one's got a lot of new growth points. And another dead leaf. So hopefully you can see it, but it's got all of this fresh new growth here, and it's got fresh growth over this side too, and under here it's got fresh new baby leaves, and it's starting to shoot out a tiny little flower on the top. I don't know how well the camera's going to catch it, if I can get the angle right. There's a little tiny flower there, which is super cute. So let's check out the roots on this one. Again, they're not as impressive as the first one, but they are big enough to be planted in the garden, I reckon. So again, they're looking really healthy. It's very against my black shirt. Lots of secondary roots shooting off that primary root, and even roots coming off up here. So I'm gonna have to make sure I plant it deep enough for the roots that are coming off this secondary joint, the second joint node up here. So that one's doing well. And next is another one. Again, we've got a lot of amazing new growth coming through up here. The color isn't quite as impressive because they're inside, and their colors are a lot more impressive when they're out in full hot sun all the time. Not hot sun, but full sun. So it's got more growth points up the top here and up the top here. We've got some baby growth points hiding under here, as well as a gross leaf. Be gone. And let's pull this one out and have a look. So again, not quite as impressive as the first one. However, this one again has roots growing off the second nodes there. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see it. But yes. So that one's also doing well. And again, it's going to go in the garden today. And then the last one has started flowering. Well, it's not the last one, it's the last one of this pink and green variety. So this one, look at it, it flowered. Isn't that pretty? Hold on, I'll get my face out of the camera because that's all it's going to focus on. Isn't that pretty? So there's that flower. It's come up really pretty. Oh, look at it in the light. Isn't that lovely? So that flower head I'm actually going to chop off before I try and plant it, so that the plant's putting energy into growing into the soil instead of into keeping this flower alive. So I'm just going to enjoy this flower for now, and then when it plants in the garden, I'm just going to lop the head off that one so that it saves its energy for growing into the garden. Now again, this one's looking really happy. We've got a really big root system happening here, which is great. Some more roots shooting off the side of the stem here, and then most of them have come out the bottom. So, look at my face. No more face, look at the roots. So they're all looking very happy and impressive. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to go stick these out in the garden, and then we'll come back to see the final results. Oh, I forgot one. It wasn't all of them. So these little ones have not been doing so great in the propagation. Like, they've gotten roots, but they're not very big, strong root systems. So, and they keep losing leaves. So I don't think these ones are enjoying being in propagation. So I'm going to just stick them in the garden and fingers crossed that they don't die. The little ones of this variety that I put in the garden already have bounced back and started giving me new leaves and new growth. So I am hopeful that this will do the same. So yeah, that is the last one and the last two. And as you can see, their root growth has not been anywhere near as impressive as the other big ones, which could also have to do with the fact that these are very small cuttings. The other cuttings are quite large and have a bit more oomph behind them. However, these are just struggling in here, and so I'm going to just pop them in the garden and fingers crossed they don't die, right? We'll find out. Here we are out at the garden. Everyone's looking very happy and healthy. The little ones that I mentioned that hadn't done well in propagation, these are the mama plants that I planted out, and they dropped all their leaves and then started growing back. So I am hopeful, there's the other one, I'm hopeful that the little babies will do the same once they go in. And that's the mama plant of the ones that all did really, really well. And you can see it's got so many new growth points. Where's the cuttings that I took? So there's the one cutting. That's all grown since then. The other one's down in here somewhere, I think. There it is. So there's the other cutting. There's another one. In here, I think. There. And there's another one. So you can see it's kind of grown over, and you couldn't even see those cut points from the top now. And when I planted it, those cut points were extremely obvious. Excuse all these little weed seedlings that have just, they are some horrible sticky vine that takes over my garden over winter. So I have to pull them all out when they're a little bit taller. If I pull them out now, they just regrow because they break the heads off. But when they're like another, about this much longer, I can pull the whole thing out, tail and all. So excuse all these little weeds. They literally popped up in the last 2 days. They were not here 2 days ago when I was out in this garden checking it. All these flowers are spent as well, so I might cut the flower sticks off too. So let's pause and jump into some planting. Okay, so they're all in the ground now. I've spread them out a little bit and I've had to weed the areas, which is what you would have just seen in the time lapse, as me crankily weeding. So I've put them all in the ground now, and so that's the original one, and I've put another one there. So that's one of the new ones. And this is one of the new ones. And I put another one in back here, and one up the front here, and there. And this is that other frilly one there. I'm not expecting this leaf to survive. I really do think it's going to drop this leaf and regrow from the base, but we'll have to see what happens. Oh, walking into the tree. So there they all are in the garden. So we've got one here, here, in the center, up the front, and this little curly one here. and then our original mummy over here. So hopefully the colours will blend beautifully in with the ones that are already there. And then the next things to propagate will be these burgundy ones and lime green ones in spring, so I can spread them out a little bit more too, because I really want this to just be this amazing patch of jumbled colour. So I'm going to give them a gentle watering so that they settle in a little bit better, and I'll try and do an update in a few weeks to see how they're going. So thank you for watching my little Coleus update on my lovely little patch out here. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and go check me out on Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching. Keep growing like your plants. It's really squinty out here. Bye.